Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth episode of Nameless Nepali with your host Nameless. Today, I'm going to talk about scarcity error. Have you ever considered why the last cookie in the jar makes your mouth water? Okay, once a friend of mine invited me for a coffee in her house. We sat trying to make conversations while her three children grappled with one another on the floor. Suddenly, I remembered that I had brought some glass marbles with me, a whole bag full. I spilled them out on the floor in the hope that those little angels would play with them in peace. Far from it, a heated argument ensued. I didn't understand what was happening until I looked more closely. Among the countless marbles, there was just one blue marble, and the children scrambled for it. All the marbles were exactly the same size, shiny and bright, but the blue marble had an advantage over the other. It was one of a kind. I had to laugh at how childish children are. In August 2005, when I heard that Google would launch its own email service, I was very excited on getting an account. And at the end, I did as well. At the time, new accounts were very restricted and were only given on invitations. This made me want even more. But why? Certainly not because I needed another email account. Back then, I used to have four. Nor because Google was better than its other rivals, but simply because not everyone had access to it. Looking back, I have to laugh at how childish adults are. Rara sunt cara, said the Romans. Rare is valuable. In fact, the scarcity error is as old as mankind. My friend with the three children is a part-time real estate agent. Whenever she had an interested buyer who cannot decide, she calls and says, "A doctor from London saw the plot of land yesterday. He liked it a lot. What about you? Are you still interested?" The doctor from London, sometimes it was a professor or banker, of course, fictitious. The effect is very real. It causes prospect to see the opportunity disappearing before their eyes, so they act and close the deal. Why? This is the potential shortage of supply yet again. Objectively, the situation is incomprehensible. Either the prospect wants the land for the set price or he doesn't, regardless of any doctors from London or any other. To assess the quality of cookies, Professor Stephen Wurzel split participants into two groups. The first group received an entire box of cookies, and the second group received just two pieces of same cookies. In the end, the subjects with just two cookies rated the quality much higher than the first group did. The experiment was repeated several times and always showed the same result. Only while stocks last. The advert alert. Today only won the posters. Gallery owners take advantage of scarcity error by placing red solid dots under most of their paintings, transforming the remaining few works in rare items that must be snatched up quickly. We collect stamps, coins, vintage cars, even when they serve no practical purpose. The post office doesn't accept the old stamp. The banks doesn't take old coins, and the vintage car are not longer allowed on the roads. These are all side issues. The attraction is that they are in short supply. In one study, students were asked to arrange 10 posters in order of attractiveness, with the agreement that afterward they could keep one poster as a reward for their participation. 5 minutes later, they were told that the posters with the third highest rating was no longer available. When they were asked to judge all 10 posters from scratch, the poster that was no longer available was suddenly classified as the most beautiful. In psychology, this phenomenon is called reactance. When we are deprived of an option, we suddenly deem it more attractive. It is a kind of defense. It is also known as Romeo and Juliet effect. Because the love between the tragic Shakespearean teenagers is forbidden, it knows no bounds. These earrings doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic one. In the US, student parties are often littered with desperately drunk teenagers just because it's illegal to drink below the age of 21. This yearning doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic one. In the US, student parties are often littered with desperately drunk teenagers just because it's illegal to drink below the age of 21. In conclusion, the typical response to scarcity is a lapse in clear thinking. Assess products and services solely on the basis of their price and benefits. It should be of no importance if an item is disappearing fast, nor if any doctors from London take an interest.